It's a new Ulamog, Brewlamog.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian, and today I'm playing with Ulamog, the Defiler. This Eldrazi Titan exiles the top half of your opponent's deck when it's cast, and then gets counters based on the largest thing in exile. And then, when it attacks has Annihilator X based on the +1/+1 counters on this creature. Meaning that, let's say you exile the top half of your opponent's library, they had a 10-cost creature like Ulamog that got exiled, and then you attack in, they have to sacrifice 10 permanents. If you want to get rid of Ulamog, you also have to pay that nasty ward cost, sacrificing 2 permanents. It's probably going to be easier than going through that Annihilator X, but unless you have a board wipe, Ulamog can be pretty darn hard to deal with. And so are the other Eldrazi Titans, which this deck is chock full of. In order to have a 10-mana colorless commander, we have to have a lot of ramp. So this deck is ramping, playing the colorless removal we have, which there isn't much of it. It's like Might Stone and Weak Stone, and Invasion of Ravnica, a little bit on that Null Elemental Blast, and then it's time for the big Eldrazi. We also have some new colorless synergy cards, things like the Glaring Fleshraker that spits out Eldrazi spawn, and It that heralds the end. And if we manage to get to our big creatures, hopefully the game is won with things like Emrakul, other Ulamog, and Kozilek, or maybe just shutting off our opponent things with Portal to Phyrexia, Void Winnower, and destroying lands with Sundering Titan. We got so many big, cool, colorless creatures to ramp into, so we can take Ulamog into the queue and start casting them all. Zur, Eternal Schemer, animates enchantments, turns them into hexproof, lifelinking, death-touching creatures. I've got some ramp in this hand, I'm happy about that. And they're going to be, oh gosh, apparently doing everything at instant speed. I lay Line of Anticipation. Some of the best cards to play with this Zur are the Gods, indestructible artifact or enchantments that you can just animate for 2 mana. Don't need to reach their devotion threshold if you can just pop them into play. Curse of Silence. Do you curse Ulamog? Is the difference between 10 and 12 going to be enough to stop it? Maybe. Behold, ramp! Next turn, I get to choose between the Fleshraker and the Construction Drone. I have a lot of trouble with that. Invasion of Theros gets them a god. I feel like it's going to be Heliod. I usually get Heliod when I'm doing Invasion of Theros. And then the backside of this is really great. It is a, whenever another enchantment you control enters, draw a card. It's an Enchantress. Ah, see, look, they got Heliod. It's like I play this deck too. A Hidden Grotto. Portal to Phyrexia. I will take it. I'm about to accelerate my mana. And since I have Key to the Archive and 4, I'm just going to do that this turn. Counterspell, Claim the Firstborn, and Krosan Grip. Claim the Firstborn's kind of cute. Counterspell's kind of cute. Krosan Grip's kind of cute. For the most part, I don't care that much about these. I'm actually just going to drop it. It's one of those things where this is their #1 priority of my permanents to remove, and my deck is not easily able to cast that spell. Like, I do have ways to convert mana, I have some lands that tap for different colors, I have things like this, but it's never guaranteed. I'll play the Glaring Fleshraker. And then Urza's Construction Drone to put Tron into my deck. And then each time it attacks, or when it dies, I get one of the Urza lands from my deck. And there actually is an Urza land other than these 3 in my deck. There's Urza's Cave? I'm like trying to remember what it is. It's the one that lets me get any other land. This is so cute, though. They turned my Fleshraker into a skeleton. It is called Urza's Cave. Okay, yes, it's Urza's Cave, which with the type Urza's Cave. Because of course Wizards of the Coast would do that, just like how they did Urza's Saga. How much mana do I have next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Eldrazi. And since they can play everything at instant speed, I'm just, you know, gently encouraging them to put some creatures into play to block. Enduring Tenacity! That's a fun one. This is kind of like Veto. Whenever they gain life, I lose life. And I will use up this one-off mana to play Portal to Phyrexia. What a cute snake. Yeah, I got Urza's Cave. Oh, well, welcome. Somebody who usually watches my stream over on YouTube is popping by. Getting to watch this live while we're recording. While I'm getting ready with my Ulamog Brulamog. Get to bring back that Flesh Raker. Mmm. Flesh! You wanna throw down that guy again? So they can play Zur, animate the Enduring Tenacity. It will get lifelink. I will lose 4 life on the block here. And also, this will turn back into an enchantment after it dies. It's a really sweet way to just keep going with it. You're not an assembly worker. Had to check. Do I have a playlist on Spotify for this? Oh, I do. It's called Jamazonian. If you ever want to find it. Chonk. And that gets me my Urza lands. Very cool. Don't mind me just doing things. Doing things with my silly little lands here. Hi, Heliod. Still have 2 mana. Can animate the Enduring Tenacity. I will lose a lot of life this turn. I'm trying to decide if I want to Urza's Cave for the last piece here. That's probably smart. I'll do it. So we got the mine, we got the tower, so I need power plant. Lots of good choices, too. Other than that, power plant, power plant, power plant, power plant. Come on. Power plant. There we go. I'm gonna try to assemble Urzatron since they made this cost so much more. And we bring back the construction drone. It adds more of these into my deck. Great. And now we're poggin' and moggin'. I'll play Ulamog. They do not have 2 mana, so they cannot animate in response. I'm going to hit the Heliod and Zur. It gets me a little guy. And now I have a giant indestructible beastie. I'm also going to use the mana from this Power Stone to make a 1/1 Stonecoil Serpent. This has protection from multicolored, which is pretty big for me here. The big thing I'm trying to do is actually make it so I have both blockers with protection so they can't deal damage, and sacrificable blockers. The sacrificable blockers have this advantage of I can sacrifice them before damage happens so they don't gain the life, so I don't die to the Enduring Tenacity. Oh no, it's a bird. Ew, why'd you give me a bird? I don't want a bird. She's indestructible. These two are not. So, like, I could just block with Ulamog if they're only attacking with one. The Power Stone was used for bird. It's a bird with batteries. Alright, and I'll go for killing the... Tenacity comes back. I'll go for the ley line. And let me just double check my mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we have the extra once that happens. I still do lose 4 from this. Yippee! I love it just shows up, immediately dies. Alright, now I got Ulamog mana. Other Ulamog mana. Because I have Tron. To Ulamog. Not bad. And I will swing in with this Ulamog. Rad. Blocking with the itty bit bird. These do have death touch. You're dealing more damage. You do not have bits anymore to make you indestructible. Drone dies, puts more lands into my hand. I lose 4. The opponent is saying the opponent only has 21 cards in exile. They only have 19 cards remaining in their library. There are 62 cards in exile. All right, so it looks like they're going for exiling all artifacts, creatures, graveyards. Okay. Okay, that doesn't do anything. They hit the emergency exit button. Thankfully, I still have the Tron land, so, like, I still have a good amount of mana. Not enough to make Power Stones, though. I'll get my other Urza's Tower, and we do it again. Ulamog? Defile them. Hey, what costs 10 as in as... Oh, it's the other Ulamog is in exile. I was like, why is this for 10? It's because this is in exile. Yeah, that would do it. All right, so this now has Annihilator 10. Like, I guess I could have attacked with the Mishra's Foundry. No, it lives here. Oh, I'm being extorted. Down to 3. Swing in. Do a lot. Win the game. Sweet. GG. Heliod, Radiant Dawn enters, brings back a enchantment from your graveyard. I believe a non-god enchantment. Yep, non-god enchantment. And then flips over and lets you play your spells as though they had flash, discounting them based on the number of cards your opponent's drawn in a turn. Meaning you're very much rewarded for casting things on your opponent's turn. And maybe even doing a little symmetrical draw. You probably don't need to. Most people in Brawl are trying to draw cards because card advantage is good. I don't have that many ways to draw cards because I'm a colorless deck. I have the One Ring. I guess I could sacrifice a Hedron Archive. Better than nothing. Trying to decide if I want to discard something to get more lands in hand, because that's what the Scrapyard can do. But I like all of the cards I currently have in hand, so I'm going to throw down Palladium Mirror. My Null Elemental Blast can destroy their Planeswalker, but only after it's transformed. Alright, so they're destroying the Scrapyard because they know that gives me access to a land on every turn. It's one of those weird things where it's like, no matter what, I'll hit my land drops, which is great. For me. I ended up having some good lands in hand, though. Oh, my beloved. All right, that's a very, very good card to have gotten. Let's see if it resolves. I can counter some counter spells, only the multicolored ones. Oh, yes, perfect. Okay. So Forsaken Monument is maybe the best enabler for colorless decks. Yeah, and they're putting it back into my hand. That is 100% fair. It makes it so my lands tap for twice as much. I gain life and my creatures are bigger. It's a triple whammy. Ugh, Teferi, absolutely not. He can go tuck himself. Nice. Thanks. That leaves me with 4 mana from these, which I can turn into 3 mana on this. So I can throw down Mirage Mirror or Guardian Idol. I'm gonna go for Mirage Mirror. The colorless counterspell, I've only got one of them. And I'm absolutely cool with using it on Teferi. So far, not seeing too much enchantment stuff from them. Just seeing Azorius control crap. Which, great. What else is new? Throwing down Void Winnower actually seems kind of fun. Over Ulamog. It's like, yeah, I'll exile half their deck. That's swag, but like... What if you can't cast your commander? Subtlety, it puts it on top of my deck. Yeah. I'll keep it there. I can spend 2 mana to turn that into 3 mana. Sure, why not? Lets me cast more spells. We love cast spells. I'll swing in with the mirror. Yeah, there's very, very little interaction available in colorless. Especially in Arena, because one of the biggest ones, Ugin, is banned. And the other one, All Is Dust, as far as like board wipes go, just isn't in here. All right, Saturday was the second sun. They've untapped. Let's go for the Mog this time. Ooh. Ulamog. Neato! I'll do the thing where I use 2 mana, turn this into 3 mana. So I can Void Winnower. And that should cut them off from a good number of spells. Cuts them off from their commander. There's a lot of board wipes that can't be cast. And when we swing in, they'll have to sacrifice 7 permanents. And it looks like that's enough to do it. GG, Heliod. Ooh, the Mog! Doing your dailies. That's hard. Sorin Grim Nemesis. I have a little guy, a medium guy, some ramp, and the One Ring. Sorin Grim Nemesis can destroy things, using this nasty little minus to deal damage and gain life, and also drain your opponent by revealing high mana value cards with this plus. It's kind of like an inverse Bob, where your opponent's the one who loses the life based on mana value. Spectrum Sentinel has protection from their commander, has protection from a good number of things, but also it's just gaining me little bits of life. Yay, life. Oof, not a land. This puts lands in my hand, so I'm going to play that over the ramp spells I have. So when this attacks or dies, I get one of the Tron lands, or alternately, one of the Urza lands I already had in my deck. I had Urza's Cave. I think I mentioned that before. Elspeth's Nightmare. Goodbye, Spectrum Sentinel. Thank you so much for your service. I may want to play the One Ring if I can next turn, so I don't have to discard it. Start with an attack. Get my power plant. And this will prevent me from discarding at all because I'll have protection. So yeah, I'll throw this down. I might not use it to draw right away, but at least I've got it. Oh, they don't like that. Well, I like that. I win. GG. Omnath, Locus of the Royal. This is a landfall commander that will be growing their elementals and putting lands into play so they can draw cards. Omnath is pretty good because it's in the colors of burn and counters and ramp. Three things that all go great together as I sit here and, I don't know, maybe copy target land. Nice. That means Sage is here in case we manage to pull off our Urzatron. I may not have Urzatron, but at least I have Palladium Mirror and an Orb! I love Orb. Keeping the board wipe, I think that's fine. I probably want to lead with Palantir, even though playing the Palladium Mirror allows me to double spell the turn after. The earlier I get this out, the more it accumulates value. I'll actually take a land. Oracle of the Alpha. Okay, they're gonna put the Power 9 into their deck. A Palladium Mirror. Merely a mirror. And now we use the Orb! You should be glad you only lost 7. You're against an Eldrazi. I was asking if I want to animate my Blink Moth necklace. I was like, what's holding priority? This is. They scry. When Omnath enters, they'll also be able to deal 1 damage to any target. More if they get more elementals out. Okay, so they're totally just holding counter magic here. I'll try this. Mana drain. Dang, on the 5 cost. I'll go in for 1. Die! Don't mind me, just trying to kill you. Dang, they didn't want to mill it. It was worth a try. Omnath coming down, they ping me for 1. They'll get another scry. Landfall is also going to get them treasures now. What could Simic possibly do with all this extra mana? Take an extra turn, play a bunch of spells, make even more mana. You know. Simic stuff. Uh-oh. I don't like that they got red, because that makes me feel like they might... like a braid. Mana Drain is terrible. It should not be in this format. It is banned in 1v1 Commander for a reason. Like, it shouldn't be here. We all know it shouldn't be here. Do I go all in, or do I go for board wipies? I'm going all in. Hacked on that. Oh, okay. Yum, yum. Oh boy! It's a land! I just texted Nick, if he wants ham tonight, because I bought a cheap ham. And he responded very enthusiastically about the prospect of ham. The One Ring gives them protection, and unfortunately this is target opponent, and this is target opponent. Attack me with your Tireless Provisioner. I'll block. Am I gonna steam the ham? Steamed hams. Perilous Vault exile so it can get rid of the One Ring. And now I'm just like, but I could play my own The One Ring. I'm doing that. Mom, they're drawing cards. Since they had protection, Palantir doesn't target them. Oh, it can't target them. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not enough. If only I had a way to discard this. Key to the Archive is actually a cheeky way to discard Emrakul. I'm trying to think if there's anything else major in my deck. I think I considered putting in that everybody draws and then discards land. What are you looking at my lands for? They're regular. They're normal. They're normal lands. Omnath. Oh, look at them. Oh, they're considering Field of Ruining. I think Scrapyard is a good choice, since it can turn whatever's in my hand, discarding it, into a land. Oh, good. Well, they didn't go for it. You could have destroyed it, but you didn't know. Do I still have 6, though? Yeah, I think I have 6 colorless. It's Emrakul. Target you. Yippee! And I get another land. I already had to play a land for turn, though, to get that rolling. My Omnath. I will keep Moonsilver Key on top, moving the land. Moonsilver Key allows me to get Forsaken Monument. That's why it's in the deck. But they gotta deal with these, or like they're just dead. If they can get rid of Emrakul, and Emrakul has crazy protection, that also works. Yeah, the fact that it's permanents that were cast this turn means like you have to have like a board wipe or like reanimation of something like a Ravenous Chupacabra. Does Monument have a mana ability? You might not think so, but it technically counts. Technically counts as a mana ability. The add an additional mana. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I don't think I get there. Because they found Time Walk. Oh, no! Oh, no! No, please stop. Just attack me. You have lethal. You have lethal. Come on, it's your go. Kill me. What's with some players? I have 1 mana up in a colorless deck. If I had a way to kill Phylath, I would have already done it. Nope, I'll count backwards from 5, treat them like a toddler, because that's apparently what they need to be treated as. Come on, buddy. I know you're a fearful child, but you don't have to act like one. Evelyn the Covetous. She's a crime vampire. And I love that about her. I'm going to keep this even though we have the awkward, like, bounce land here. Oh, they are casting everything at instant speed. So this is actually my favorite card to get on turn 0 with Evelyn, because it means you can cast everything on every turn, including the stolen spells, which is good for them, bad for me. I throw the Scrapyard back in my hand. And I can double spell here. Since this taps for 2, I'll get the Mind Stone. And use the Mind Stone for Iron Crag. Yeah, I'm wondering if they're going to be running a more control-oriented, crime-oriented, or vampire-oriented, since Evelyn triggers on more vampires. At least I've got Ramp. How about the Celestis? And a key to the archive. I'm turbo ramping, baby. Murder Strider. Okay. That's a good Gromby. Time Warp, Corrosive Grip, Growth Spiral. I will take Time Warp and throw back Mirage Mirror. Like, Mirage Mirror here, it can turn into things that tap for 2 mana, which is not worth 2 mana. And I, did I have 10 mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I guess Ulamog next turn. Sweet. Acererak, the Arc Lich. This is usually a Paradox Engine combo deck. They'll be playing Acererak as many times as they can in a turn, either discounting it so it's just free to cast, or continuously casting it using something like Paradox Engine to untap all of their sources. I'm gonna ramp, because that's what I have. Solar Transformer. You could put, by the way, Paradox Engine in this deck. If you do, it's better to have the 6 mana Ugin as your commander, and it also like, the card it combos with is, I guess, Mystic Forge. It works. Not necessarily my jam, but if that's what you like, you can go for it. Two mana. Oh, and I should mention, Acererak's whole thing is that you don't go through the Tome of Annihilation. Usually you are going through the Dungeon of the Mad Mage over and over and over and over. I'm just gonna hold up Kozilek's command. And or Hall of Tags, but this is the big one. Making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Eldrazi, so I can cast Ulamog next turn. A Grim Tutor, huh? I don't like that. Five. And of these, which would I like? Invasion. Move this, move this. I'm down with these. Other order, though. I have 2 lands in hand. Getting a discounter. Jet Medallion would work. Yep. So I have enough for Ulamog here. But I could also, like, do land destruction. Or just Ulamog. Exile half their deck. Go for it. Whee! I exiled something that has a mana value of 7. Maybe like Locthwain Scorn / Virtue. Or Breach the Multiverse. Let's see. I'm looking at... Oh, it's Chromatic Orrery. Okay, so they were tutored for Paradox Engine. They could potentially go infinite this turn. See if they cast Mox Jet. Dark Ritual. Okay, so at this moment, this is not infinite. They do get a bunch of casts of Acererak. Okay, Worn Power Stone, I think, gets them there. So now, each time they're able to cast Acererak, they're getting at least 3 mana back. Which means that even though I landed Ulamog, because I didn't go for Invasion of Ravnica hitting File of Galadriel, or Sunray Titan hitting their lands, they have enough mana to pull all of this off. I could let you watch them cast Acererak for, I think it takes about 7 minutes to kill somebody if you are quick about taking the actions. Or we could leave. How about we do a little bit of both, all right? I'm gonna fast forward to the end of the game. So they get to do the thing, and you don't have to wait for it. My opponent was not fast enough to finish the Acererak combo, which means I actually get another go, and you know what I can do with that go? I can use Invasion of Ravnica to get rid of Paradox Engine. If you're gonna take infinite game actions, you gotta be fast about it. Get this thing out of here. Never give up, never surrender. They timed out, yeah. They did not take their Acererak game actions fast enough. So now I take out their combo piece, make them sacrifice 7 things. And maybe, you know, follow up with some more nasty business. That's game. Rashmi is a Simic Flash commander, which means they're likely going to be able to counter everything that I do. I've got an Orb, Sire of 7 Deaths, Urza's Construction, Drone, and Perilous Vault. I think I need something on turn 2 because they're going first. And I need something to try and keep up with them. No Elemental Blast, won't be able to hit most things in their deck, but it can hit some things. It can hit their commander. And Zenith Chronicler will be drawing me a card when they cast their commander. Oh, apparently Rashmi got mentioned in the story today. Oh, cool. I assume this is the Aether Drift story that got started. Neato. And I saw the spoiler for the vehicle from Aether Drift today, because that was in one of the story articles. I haven't read the story yet. I've only gotten here. All right, so I got to draw a card. Time to play lands, use this for that, that for this, and then I'm going to blast Rashmi. I'd love to wait, but I don't want it to get countered, and I'll swing in for 3! Pew pew! Get him, Zenith Chronicler. If they cast cards with Rashmi out once per turn, they get either a card drawn or just a free spell. Do I want to ramp or check out their hand? I want to ramp. It resolved. I'll take that. That's a win. Get waste. Getting wasted. I guess I could attack there. Whoa! I just got hit by a big old sub bump. Thank you so much, Backwards, for gifting 10 subs in the chat. The little thing didn't pop up because I'm currently making a Brawl Stars, but thank you for gifting subs to Safal, Blankies, Marceline, Press, Dagoth, Ivan, Ugly American, Duskull at Dusk, Mac Sense, and Mr. Pink. Thank you for supporting the channel. You were missing me while I was gone for like 5 days. I'm sorry. I had to go places and do things. It's terrible that they would make a little guy like me go places and do things, when instead I should just be in bed being a sleepyhead. So I don't know what they've foretold, if it's an extra turn or a counter spell. And oh gosh. Okay, so that's mass bounce. That's mass stealing. And that's just like exile. Get a load of this guy. Yeah, GDQ was happening while I was gone, so I'm sure people were very entertained. Yeah, you will find out about the thing that I traveled to go be a part of eventually. It might be a month or two. I don't know. Oh, look, I won. Sweet. Winning. Euru, Acorn, Scrounger, makes Chitter Spitters. I have a defense grid, which I'm not too worried about against Euru. Causal X Command, Celestis, and Sire of 7 Deaths. That means I won't be doing anything until turn 3, and the only thing I will be doing is teeny tiny bits of ramp. I think I'm going to throw this back, look for 2-mana ramp, or just like 2-mana anythings other than defense grid. Let's see what we get. Hey, Guardian Idol! Ooh, and Moonsilver Key. Moonsilver Key, huge card for me in this deck, in part because it can get me Forsaken Monument. Ooh. And what's really convenient is, I don't know why this happens. I think it's because it's the highest mana value card that fits the requirements. When you go to fetch with Moonsilver Key in this deck, the card it shows you at the right, directly in front of you, it's that, which is convenient. Okay. They got rid of my ramp. Guess I'll play Foundry Inspector next turn. Go for some Giga discounts. I want land. Don't do it, Amy. He's just like, yeah, that could be cool. Emerald cool. Valley Rock Caller, they don't got any buddies. So, no drain. Oh, they have Euru mana. Can they forage? No, they can't. No food. Not enough in the graveyard. Tiny Hobbit. I'd say I don't have counterspells, but technically I do have one counterspell in this deck. I'm going to play the Celestus. Tap it for mana. Swinging. Get him! Deadly Dispute, sacrificing the Rot Collar, getting 2 cards in hand and a treasure. Now they have enough cards in graveyard, so they can forage to make some Chitter Spitters. The 3 cards in a grave, gone! And the Chitters are spat. Nice. Chitter Spitter, they can pay a mana to make a squirrel. And then they can sacrifice tokens to buff all their squirrels. Ooh, Oak Hollow Village. If they use that and then this, they can make buff squirrels. Alright, I'll use my Moon Silver Key to get handy dandy Forsaken Monument. I have to make sure I'm tapping my colored mana source. I guess I don't actually have anything I can do with this mana. Doesn't matter. 5/4 Foundry Inspector. I do have Ulamog mana next turn. Sacrifice a treasure token. That's a token. So they're spitting out these acorns and getting more stuff. Takanuma, they are self-milling so they can forage again. Also, they managed to mill Glissa, Herald of Predation. Oh, okay, I was trying to figure out why she's in here. Because she incubates twice, so that gets you 2 tokens to eat with the Chitter Spitter. What if I got Ulamog? I'm thinking about it. I mean, I'm actually out of artifacts here, so yeah, I'll go for the trade. Yeah, that's a cool piece of tech. I like it. Nighttime! Okay. Ooh, bank booster. Let's me get rid of the Chitter Spitter. Card advantage, smart advantage. Ooh, Arid Archway. QQ! $13. So Echoes of Eternity. Into Devourer of Destiny. Triggers happen. I'll exile the Chitter Spitter and the Delighted Halfling. And Echoes of Eternity, by the way, is an Eldrazi spell. It makes a copy of both my colorless spells and abilities. So I got an extra Devourer of Destiny, and I also got an additional on cast. Oh, and this is colorless too, so I guess nighttime, daytime, daytime, nighttime. Let's go. Yes, I would like to not get a land because I have plenty of mana. Ulamog doesn't do as much because they're legendary, but it would get rid of 3/4 of their library, which that's pretty big. This is just 2 big 8/8s now. Doesn't have Annihilator or anything. It's all on cast. And they are not happy with the current proceedings. The current state of the game. Sorry? I mean, I assume you have more like Terra Sunder effects. You can just rope me? Okay, fine. They rope. And they've run out of ropes, which means now I get to draw and discard and draw and discard. Great. Your move. We do it again. Because it passed right through their turn because they had no... They're out of time. Listen, do you have board wipe? There's so many things in these colors that could take me out. You don't need to do this. All right, back to the waiting game. And we win the game. I wish I could have cast my commander and attacked in, but I guess we're just getting salt roped. Alquist, Proft, Master Sleuth. Alquist Proft is usually just Azorius control. I have a Zenith Chronicler. That's kind of nice since their commander is multicolored. I have a bounce land, which means I sort of have more lands than it looks like in my hand, even though it's slower. I will keep this and hope that I can use the Tome and the Chronicler to do some things while they stop me from doing things. Alquist Proft makes clues and can sacrifice clues in the style of a Sphinx's Insight. Stinky Sphinxies. Candy Trail, that's a clue. Are we doing a Ulamog? We are Ulamogging. Is it a Brawl Ulamog? It is Brawl Ulamog. Yay! I don't actually have anything to do with that mana. This is the only bounce land in Arena, at least for now. I feel like we'll get more eventually. I certainly wouldn't mind. I'm going to play the Tome so I can try to scry to lands. I'm going to put an upkeep stop. They're deucing! De-deucing. Look at all those clues. I wonder if this Prof deck will have some more clue synergy, since they have actually gotten clues into play, or if this is just them happening to hit those early on, because they're good enough. Rogue's Passage! Hey, that's a land! I can take that off. I will risk them countering my Rune-Carved Obelisk. Divide by 0, it goes back into my hand. And they learn, which they don't have a sideboard, just means they discard draw. Okay, so no, they're... Looks to me like they got a lot of control pieces. I'm just going to go for the scry right now. They have a Field of Ruin. They can mess with this, but I'm impatient. As many of you know. Just in case, I'll put the upkeep stop. Where's Scraps, my cat? She was sleeping on the table last time I saw her. I'm actually going to scry anyway. I want lands. Are you gonna Field of Ruin my Arid Archway? You monster. You big old jerk. They've ruined it. Ah, oh, dang it. I guess I'll go for the Zenith Chronicler. Gives me some potential card draw. What are you gonna do, huh? Cast a multicolored spell? Do it, please, for me. I would appreciate it a lot. Rivendell comes in tap since I don't have a legendary creature. If I could get that to resolve, I'm going to go for drawing a card first. And it's gonna be a land, right? Uh-oh, girlies. It wasn't a land. I'll drop the Nettle Cyst. I'm in danger. Discarded. My deck does have, I think, 42 or 43 lands in it. Because, you know, big expensive commander. But sometimes you just don't get them. All right, you're going to draw me a land Mutavault. See? Perfect. Ignore that we know that they have a counterspell. It's there. It's fine. We can get them to use it on defense grid, or we can just have them use it on, like, Kili Archive. I'll try to play the file first, because, I don't know, they might not... I don't think I would counter that. And now we'll go for the defense grid. So now I feel like I've done something this turn, which is good. Like doing things. And this gets countered, because otherwise it makes their counter spells not so good, not so useful. And I will offer them a trade in these trying times. My Zenith Chronicler for your Alquist Proft. They're not into it. The reason that I wouldn't want to do that on the backswing is because he has Vigilance, he can attack, and sacrifice all in one. Ah, perfect. Lands! I do have Forsaken Monument. I'm too scared of counter spells, so I'm going to start with this Foundry's Inspector. And go for Kili Archive. Day of Judgment, claim the Firstborn, Putrefy. I will take the Putrefy and then discard it because I do not trust my ability to actually cast colored spells. And they get 4 life gained, 4 cards drawn. Do you put stuff like Mana Confluence in this deck? What is Mana Confluence? Is that the 5-color indestructible land? You can put anything that's colorless. What? Forsaken Monument resolved? Oh, yes, you could put in Mana Confluence. I don't know why you would want to. We just go for the big exiles? I think I'm gonna go for, Rune Carved Obelisk first. Since it's 3 mana for 3 mana. I'm gonna go for this Ulamog. I'm gonna hit Rivendell and Alquist Proft. Thank you, other Ulamog. Ulamog, Tulamog. A multitude of them. Yeah, the 5-color Panland. You can put in a lot of cards that can generate colored mana. As long as they don't have a mana symbol on them, you're usually fine. Or if they have a basic land type that, like, implies a color symbol. Okay, there's the Rift. Everything back in my hand. I have to discard... Oh, wow, only 1 card. I think I dropped Mightstone and Weakstone. Since it can only be used with artifact stuff, and it can't hit Planeswalkers, which is a thing I'm more afraid of from them. How did they decide which Ulamog to be my commander? Multiple people asked me to build this Ulamog as a commander. So I put it on one of the polls on Twitch, and people voted for it. It was up against... Here, let me double check. Keranos, the god, Zamone, Tiny Bones, and Toby. Those were its competitors. Get him! I'll attempt to land Forsaken Monument. A meta decision? No, I don't think I would choose to play many colorless commanders. Evil Queen in chat is running through the funny way they used to template creature cards where they were called summons. Reminds me of our good friend Uncle Istvan, whose creature type was Uncle Istvan. They eroded that. It no longer is, which is a shame. He's just a human now. How boring. Oh, they're casting Teferi. The fact that this one has removal on it, I do think can make it a better commander. This one is more explosive feeling. This one actually keeps your opponent in check. And because there's so little removal in colorless, like, I think that makes a pretty big difference. I am once again attempting to resolve a Forsaken Monument. Do I pay the 1? Absolutely not. Never in my life. Except for all the times that I do. They absorbed it. Oh, they cast a multicolored spell at least. I could play File here, or this. I think instead I will animate my Mutavault and swing both of these at Teferi, because I hate him! And now he's dead. And that makes me feel a lot better about myself. Getting rid of a Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. I'm glad they desparked him. Aren't we all? I'll try to get the Foundry Inspector down first. Do I pay the 1? Yes, I actually will pay the 1 on this first one. Rune Carved Obelisk. Do I pay the 1? I do not. Vial of Galadriel! And I do pay the 1 on this one. I don't really get anything out of having the 1/1 protection. Swinging for 3. What do you got this time, Alquist Proft? Oops, all counter spells. Hey, I mean, they probably have more board wipes. We got Cyclonic Rifted. I bet they have Farewell in there, and a couple others. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana next turn. I could even pay the 1. I'm getting rid of that Ristic Study. I hate Ristic Study. Like that and probably Reliquary Tower. You sure do have 11 cards in hand. What are you gonna do with them? Sometimes Reliquary Tower is super necessary. Their commander draws a lot of cards, so I feel it is fitting. Oh, look at that Null Elemental Blast. Cool. Maybe I won't pay the 1. Ristic Study, Reliquary Tower. How full of spite am I? Oh, well, I wouldn't have been able to cast that anyway, because this only taps for colored mana. So I'll pay the 1. See if this gets Whirlwind denied. Yo, wow. Yeah, called it. I was thinking like that. And one of the many other spells that can do this. They have 2 more counters they can remove off Bankbuster, which means they will be getting that Pilot soon. Stone Coil could have been a 2/2. Well, I was going to cast it for 1 and then pay the 1. Or cast it for 0 and then pay the 1. Does the cast trigger not go off if it's countered? Oh, Whirlwind Denial counters abilities and spells. It's a perfect thing to play against Eldrazi. I want you to leave this open. There we go. I pay the 1. Nope, yeah, that tapped it. This will exile half of their deck. Unless they have another way to get rid of it. And they do! Okay, so they're going to put the Whirlwind Denial back on top. And they will deny me doing this. Swinging in again. At least I'm dealing damage. If I sacrifice Rune-Carved Obelisk... I'm trying to think of what 6-cost things I have in the deck. I have a couple things at 5, but I think they're all here. Since this does have that Seek ability, it searches for the highest mana value left. What is Jumpstart? Jumpstart allows you to recast from the graveyard, but you have to discard a card to do so, which in their case is fine. Okay, so now they're farewelling. All artifacts and creatures gone. Rip. That's rough. Is it like Flashback? It's like Flashback, but you also have to discard a card as part of the cost. No Elemental Blast. No, I can't pay the 1. Mother, may I? Mother, may I? Camille and her son. Yeah, I actually thought about having that in this deck. Just something to keep getting me more and more ramp. An orb. I do like orbs. I will lead with orb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I can pay the 1. And I will also pay the 1. Yeah, I haven't exiled half their deck. They've just drawn half their deck. There's only 51 cards left. What do we name? Unroaming Throne? Oh, Eldrazi. It's also just a good colorless creature. It's a 4-mana 4/4 with Ward 2. Should have tried to beat them down with the Mutavault. I'm scared. If I get rid of Reliquary Tower, they will have to discard down at their end step. That is why I tried to get rid of it 3 times. 3 times? 2 times? A couple times.
Let's try this.
Alright. They can gain a bunch of life, draw a bunch of cards. See if they'll do it. Nope, that's an instant speed Day of Judgment. And this is why we can't have nice things. Crashing Drawbridge. You pay a 1. Yeah, I'll pay a 1, you punk. Roaming Throne. And I do pay the 1. All right. Oh, is Roaming Throne in Ulamog a way to exile an entire library? No. The way that Ulamog triggers work and other similar ones is it's just half of what's left. So it would be 50% of what's left, and then if it triggered a second time for whatever reason, it would be 50% of that remaining amount. So leaving them with a quarter total. Yes, I'll pay the 1. This is a cast trigger. Something special. Is there anything I could tutor for that I think would make a difference? Really? But I will take that Time Warp over Fomori Vault. Because I do have the ability to cast it next turn. Orb returns. I love Orb. Orbs rule. I could just put it back, I don't care. At least I got to draw. What win conditions have I seen from them? So far, none. Actually, no, that's not true. They had Mirex. That's gone, though. This Teferi, I would say, is a win con, since you can infinitely -3 and replay it while your opponent is locked out of the game. No creature lands so far. I guess Bankbuster can deal damage. Okay, they put the key back in hand. Winning by tilt, I think, is pretty real. Yeah, this Ulamog matches up against a kind of weird combination of decks. A ton of combo decks, a good number of control decks, too. Hi, Alquist Prof! I pay the 1. A bird? Okay, I'm gonna get my Ink Moth, my Blink Moth. Try to swing it at Teferi. Come on, let me in. Let me in! Aww. Remember when they were at like 6 life? Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Seriously, bro? I just got that bird. You gave me that bird. Now, I don't know if they can get that Whirlwind Denial back again, but if I can take their turn, I bet I could do something screwy with their deck. They might have another thing that can counter abilities. We'll just have to find out. How about Emrakul? If I can make them, like, mill out, yeah. Like, by using Alquist Prof's ability. Could I blow up the tower? I could demo field it, but, like, that takes up a whole turn for me. We'll see if they have any way to do it. Yeah, they had blown up one of my lands really early in the game. They had blown up my Arid Archway, which was rough, because that's land destruction. Oh, they're just straight up drawing 11. What? They have 21 cards left in library? They tails ended the trigger. Aww. I don't want a 13-13. I wanted to take your turn. Yeah, they're looking for Stifle or Tails End. Do I run Cavern of Souls? I do! Naming Eldrazi. Oh no! Emrakul's gone! Have we seen it yet? Would Ugin's Nexus skip extra turns granted by Emrakul? It'd do something. That's for sure. Alright. At least make that a little less annoying. Do you even have basics left? We'll find out. They do! Me too. Glaring Flesh Raker. Paying the 1. Bank Buster. Paying the 1. I scratched on the bottom one of the Palantir triggers. Yeah. That does sound right, because I want to move the lands. Let them draw with the steady? I might. I'm planning on doing that in pretty much like a turn and a half. Because I know they're going to have a way to shuffle things back in soon. Crab! Hi, Crab. Unfortunately, the cards that allow you to bring back your Eldrazi from exile, I don't believe are in Arena. Other order, but yeah. Millet. Oh, you're a brave girl. You're a brave girl, Millen Kozilek and Echoes of Eternity. Time Warp. They could hit me for 2 this turn. By God. Okay, so that's their shuffle. They have a commit to memory. And unfortunately, I won't be getting this back because it's an exile. DebtX, thank you so much for this, for the high five and the sub. Thank you for supporting the channel. They're filtering and doing all sorts of fun things here. The Inspector. Down to 13 cards. Make it 12. They're taking an extra turn, though, and they have memory. This is the eternal struggle. You spend, like, 30 minutes fighting one Azorius control deck when you could play 4 other games. And you ask, are you having fun yet? Alright, so let's see what they put here. Because that gives me a better idea of what's in their deck. Protection, land tax, destroy evil, no witnesses, more board wipes, of course. This person is, like, getting pretty deep on these board wipes, too. Cycling sensor. I think they're just looking to, like, get as much value on the board as they can before they do this. Maybe? Or maybe they have a self-mill win con. Thassa's Oracle, always possible. Right now they have 1, 2, and then plus the 2 from Thassa's Oracle itself. So if they can get 4 or less cards, it could be Thassa's Oracle. Is this still the same Proft game? I've only seen one Proft today, if that answers your question. Okay, so no, what they want to do is they want to Narset memory. They don't think they have the mana for it, though. Draw, I do have to pay the 2. Do you pay the 2? Do you pay the 1? Do you pay the 2? Do you pay the 1? Ah! Is the game still going on? Something's going on. Decline. Boo! I wanted a creature. Decline. Could also be Jace. It could be Jace, too. Self-mill Jace. Oh, you got 4 extra floating mana. I only draw 1 because of Narset. And I do pay the 2. I have Herculean patience. No, I'm just somebody who doesn't mind waiting until at least they get close to killing me. Because sometimes you can get there. All right. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Look, 2 fairies. They still have more mana. I draw. Void Winnower. I'll try it, sure. I can't pay the 1, so I'll pay the 1 here. Does memory shuffle itself back in? Nope, it's exiled. Because it was cast with Aftermath. First they're going to do a Silundi Vision. Oh, you don't have a counterspell in hand? You know that's impossible. Oh, well, now they definitely have one. Aww. I tried. And with 3 Teferis in play, I don't know. I don't think I can do much of anything impactful. I may be able to exile 25 or so cards. They've removed my ability to play the game pretty effectively. There was like one of the turns that was a real bummer for me is when I think it was like Swords to Plowshares my land creature that was going to be able to take out Time Raveler. They also like cast 2 board wipes in 1 turn. One of my turns. I draw. I do not pay the 2. Radiant Fountain. Ha! 2 life. The Mog. And they, of course, drew Whirlwind Denial again. How did you get it? Out of 53 cards! Chupacabra, thank you for the resub and for saying you pay the 1. Thank you for paying the 1 to Ristic Study in my stead. Yeah, I got pretty unlucky with lands and the fact that they were able to destroy my land. Esper Sentinel. Hey, I was using that. No, crabs, come in. We love you, crabs. Yeah, they're now, like, you know, getting things together. The 3 planeswalkers are tough, too. But draw. You already have way more mana than you need. Decline. Fleshraker. Whatever, just have your cards. You can draw, like, 10 cards anyway. Decline. Boo! 1, 2. Astral Cornucopia. No, I'm not paying. We're past that point. We're past the point where I think I can deny you anything. The tail's end on the Emrakul was pretty brutal, yeah? Because I have 1 mana. Look, I got a creature to resolve! Yay! Yeah, the tail's end on the Emrakul trigger followed by the board wipe was like... Now that I've seen, like, what's in their deck, I think that there is a chance I could have killed them. Punk. Mountain Dew or crab juice? Ugh. I'll take the crab juice. That's the crab juice. No, you don't need to. They can swing in. I don't have Settle the Wreckage. Yeah, Ristic Study is in May, by the way. So, like, you can't force somebody to draw out with Ristic Study. I don't have anything I can exile from my hand. Astral Cornucopia X equals 2. Never. They're actually going to kill me, and I'm going to get this game to the end. Something about playing it out. I'll just show them the thing I can do with this mana. Oh, I guess I could have paid 1 off one of those. Saying, good game. They move the paladin out of the way. You don't need to do that to Fairy. Oh, maybe they want the flawless victory. They want to remove all of my permanents. Don't. Come on, Prof. Prof, just draw 1 card. Just what? Just crack 1 clue. Just draft just 1 card. They want to make sure I have nothing. Absolutely nothing. So they get to exile 20 cards. Or 20 permanents, I should say. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't even have 20 permanents. I don't even have 20 permanents. But I think I put up a good fight. A real good fight. You know what I deserve after this match? A good cup of coffee. What do you think, chat? Good cup of coffee? For my exemplary patience? My tolerance of Azorius control? Mm-hmm. Deserve whatever I want after that? So like an Irish coffee. Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds like a good way to End the Mog. How about you end the game instead of emoting, Wilker? Come on, buddy. I know you can click faster than that. I know you can click faster than this. They could just, like, target this 20 times. All right, there we go. Resolve all. It's gone. They're like, oh, I gotta savor each and every target. Yum, 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 yum. Almost done, and nothing's left. They have 7 damage. The crabs are coming in. Kill me! Some people. Come on. The worst. Get rid of this man. Hate him. Oh, and this man too. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Proft hell aside, great time getting to play some big chunky colorless things. I really wish we had more 2-mana rocks in this format, but some of them just don't quite work with Ulamog. It was still fun to get to play with all the ramp that I did have for this deck. There are some also artifact rampers and artifact synergy cards that can go into this deck, but they only help you play more mana stones, and they don't really help you play the Eldrazi, so they didn't really fit into this deck. I still had a lot of fun getting to ramp up into my big Eldrazi Titans! Oh, it's so fun to get to U and Ulamog, and maybe M and Rakul. And I don't think Kozilek showed up at all, but Kozilek was there too. Hey Kozilek, nice to meet you. If you're looking for this deck list, it's in the description below. And if you'd like to try another colorless deck, I will recommend Liberator as the commander. I think Liberator is a very flexible, low-cost commander. Or if you do want another take on big colorless things, Ugin, the Ineffable, you can do some combos with it. It's great. It discounts all your spells, gets you card advantage, and destroys things. Feels very good and very colorless. So those are 2 fun other commanders that I'll recommend if you do want a taste of colorless. If you'd like to build a more budget version of this deck, one that's not running all of these random lands here especially, I will recommend that you just change these all to wastes, maybe run in 1 or 2 non-basic lands, and then put in some spells like Winter Moon, some things that will hate out your opponents for the low cost of 2 mana. But if you're running pretty much all non-basics, don't put Winter Moon in the deck. That's not a good idea. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.